Hey guys, All In Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to be covering Litecoin, and I'm going to be putting forward to you guys the reasons why I believe Litecoin is going to perform very, very well in this upcoming year, and is actually in a short period of time, we are going to see new all-time highs come for Litecoin. So in this video, we're really going to be diving into that. So without further ado, let's get on with what we are talking about today. So today, guys, Litecoin is currently sat at $212. It's currently up about 6.5% on the 24-hour, round about 21% up on the week, and currently has a market cap of $14.1 billion, guys. Now, why are we talking about Litecoin? Let me first tell you where I am at with Litecoin personally. I own Litecoin. I've given price predictions for Litecoin to reach $1,600 in this cycle. And, you know, Litecoin is by no means my largest holding, but it is something that I definitely hold. And it's not in my top 10. But it is in my top 20, and the reason that it's not in my top 10 and is sort of low down in my top 20 is because I actually believe there are a large number of altcoins that actually outperform Litecoin. However, I still think Litecoin does very well throughout this sort of bull market. For those of you that don't know, you all should know by now if you've been a regular sort of watcher of the channel. I follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory, and I think 2021 is going to play out the same way either 2013 or 2017 played out. Both of those previous times we had a sort of parabolic bull run, the same we saw in 2017. They just played out slightly differently, and I think this year is the same thing. The same thing is reoccurring, and I think millionaires are going to be made, and you know it's going to be a spectacular year, guys. But we're really focusing on Litecoin, and a couple of points I want to touch on before I go into the technicals and how Litecoin is actually looking in terms of an investment. I really want to bring up some good points about Litecoin, and that is, you know, a lot of people have kind of ruled out Litecoin. It was quite a boring coin. It notoriously has been a boring coin to hold. If you were here in 2017, it wasn't boring because it 90x'd essentially. But one thing I want to pull up, guys, is, and it's one reason I think that Litecoin does exceptionally well, is because you can buy Litecoin pretty much anywhere. It's not boycotted from any exchanges, and you can even buy it on PayPal. It's one of those coins that PayPal added. Also, I want to touch on the fact that Grayscale adds 174,000 Litecoin to its Litecoin holdings. Grayscale, so a lot of you have heard about Grayscale and how they're sort of continually accumulating cryptocurrencies to add to their trust. People can, of course, invest in the trust, and it's for more sort of institutional, traditional. It's a more of an institutional, traditional way to get into cryptocurrencies. But essentially, they are buying up a significant portion of Litecoin. According to the reports, Grayscale added 174,000 tokens to its Litecoin holding in the past month. This haul pushed its total holdings of the altcoin to 1.44 million. Following this acquisition, which represents 80% of all Litecoin that were mined in the past month, its total value of Grayscale's holdings of the altcoin is now just over $248 million, guys. So they actually hold a significant chunk of Litecoin, considering there's only 660 million coins, and they hold 1.4 million coins, was it? They hold a significant chunk, so they are taking a big bet on Litecoin, and they are a real sort of institution that is involved in the crypto space. So they know what they're doing to a degree, and they are choosing Litecoin as one of those investment sort of trusts to open. So this is extremely good news. For Litecoin, we have the Nimblewimble update, which focuses on privacy, I think launching on the 15th, so 3 days away. There's a lot going on with Litecoin sort of behind the scenes. And yes, Litecoin is significantly slower than a lot of other altcoins out there. However, it is still going to perform well, in my opinion. And like I say, the reasons really being is because it's widely bought, it's on PayPal, it's quite mainstream. And what happens when, you know, you sort of get the FOMO into the market, which I still think is to come. Things didn't really pop off, guys, until sort of the second half of the year, not only for Litecoin, but for Bitcoin and the rest of the market. essentially you are going to get, FOMO and retail investors that are going to look at Bitcoin and kind of think that they have missed the boat and look at the alternative options, see that something like Litecoin is cheaper, not really taking in to account the tokenomics or anything like that, and just essentially choose that as an investment. And that's essentially what we saw happening in 2017. I think the same thing is going to repeat this year, regardless of what is going on technologically with Litecoin and the project. And there are things going on. Some people think it's a complete dead project. I happen to disagree. I think privacy is a very important thing to focus on. I think it's not the most appealing thing to focus on at the moment, but I think sort of further down the line it will be. And that is really what I want to talk to you about on this video, guys. So Grayscale bullish on Litecoin, PayPal bullish on Litecoin. I am personally bullish on Litecoin. Like I said, I don't think it's going to outperform a lot of the market. But what I want to touch on, guys, is I've pulled this up a number of times. And essentially what I'm showing you here is the Bitcoin chart, the Ethereum chart, and the ADA chart. And what I'm trying to show you is that everything follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first mover. The larger altcoins sort of tend to follow it more closely, and the smaller altcoins follow it less so. And essentially I have ADA here, but you could really replace this with Litecoin. And Litecoin actually follows Ethereum and Bitcoin in terms of structure more similarly than Cardano does. And if you look at Ethereum, guys, you can see that essentially I think the Litecoin chart is going to look significantly more similar to the Ethereum chart. And I think this sort of leg here that we have to come is really what's coming for Cardano. You can see here the sort of stairwaying effect on the way up. And then essentially you get a moment where we just sort of impulse significantly higher. And I think the same thing is going to come for Litecoin. It is more than possible that we hit our all-time high and sort of capitulate around that area before moving on forwards. The same we saw in Bitcoin, the same we saw in Litecoin, Ethereum, the same we saw in a number of other altcoins. I think that is absolutely possible, guys. And to really sort of highlight that Litecoin is following not only Bitcoin, but some of the altcoins that have already made that sort of impulsive move. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pull up I'm going to compare the two charts for you now, and we can really see the sort of similarities in them. We can close that now. You can see here, guys, that things are forming exactly the same. We didn't really see much pop off until the second half of the year, and Litecoin still has a long way to go. I predicted $1,600 for Litecoin. However, it could significantly outperform that. I just choose to sort of err on the side of cautions, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies, because they are traditionally very, very volatile, guys. So I hope what I'm showing you here is making sense. It is obvious to me the way that the sort of crypto world is moving is it is inevitable now that blockchain is going to be integrated into every single facet of society. I was listening to the ex-chairman of the SEC yesterday talking about it, and essentially what most governments around the world now are doing and have been doing is creating cryptocurrency task forces to deal with the sort of transition from perhaps physical fiat to a digital form of it. Very, very interesting stuff what's going on, guys. I want to congratulate you all for being involved in the crypto space. I'm certainly looking forward to what's sort of going on, and I really hope that you guys are too. It's a good day to be alive, and it's a good day to be in crypto, and that's really what I'm here to sort of tell you and to give you a bit of sort of news on Litecoin, because nobody really wants to talk about Litecoin. People see it as a bit of a dead project. However, I think that for some people Litecoin's very appealing, and a lot of people out there look at Litecoin as a sort of in the same way that people look at silver in comparison with gold. Bitcoin being gold, Litecoin being silver. Very, very interesting, and it could be one of those coins that surprises us all, guys. So definitely watch out for that. You do not want to be one of those guys that sort of decides to say you Litecoin and the next day I was going to say 10x is possible, but 2, 3, 4x's in a matter of weeks. So that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. If you have found some sort of content, some sort of value out of this video, out of this content, then a like would be very, very much appreciated. And guys, get subscribed, drop me a comment, let me know what your thoughts on Litecoin are. Definitely drop me a comment, because I want to hear from you guys what your opinions are. Your feedback is exceptionally important to me. This is a very, very fast growing channel, guys. So if you want to be a part of that, get subscribed, because this channel is growing from strength to strength to strength. We are going to hit, in my opinion, $100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I want you all to be a part of that, and I'm here to help you guys and to sort of be on the journey that this year is going to bring us with you. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Remember, guys, you know, you have big companies like Grayscale buying into Litecoin, PayPal have listed Litecoin, and there's a lot really sort of going on with Litecoin behind the scenes. And there's a saying out there: the quietest man in the room is the loudest man in the room. Sorry, is the weakest, and sometimes that is true, and that could be the case for Litecoin. Perhaps I'm not suggesting that it is. I've told you where I stand on Litecoin. It's not one of my biggest holdings by any means. However, it is one of my holdings and is in my top 20 holdings, and I think is actually going to do significantly well this up and coming year, guys. So I'm going to love and leave you. I hope you all have a fantastic day, whatever you are, whatever you're doing, and I hopefully will see you all in the next video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.